Hey everybody, welcome to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. We got time for one more video tonight. Let's do a test run. It's amazing how much different it runs when it doesn't have a giant air leak. Or I should say, I think, two giant air leaks. So this is the other saw that Shaun sent for repair. Yeah, Super XL-130 was the other one, and then it was an XL-130 parts saw. Got too many saws in the garage, you can't keep it straight. So this one, fairly low mileage, judging by paint loss. I mean, it's been used, but, you know, seen a lot worse, let's put it that way. But this one had some definite issues. It needed a fuel hose, that's a no-brainer. Needed some carburetor work, also a no-brainer. Needed some starter work. It's kind of funny, this one, the biggest issue other than needing a starter rope was the buildup of crap that was forcing the recoil spring too high and then jamming the starter up. There were shims that were put in there, and I've said that before, if you need shims to raise your starter pulley, there's something wrong and you need to figure out what it is. Now, it took several times of cleaning before I realized what it was. The pin that the spring goes around, there was a buildup of crap behind there. So I needed a sharp tool like this to scrape that out. Done. No problems. Works great. Retools exactly as it should. So, let's go to those air leaks. So, what first got me into there is I got the saw started and I was doing the tilt test. And I tip it like this. And what runs out of that handle bracket hole right there but fuel? Like, well, that's not supposed to happen. I haven't looked yet at the screw that came with the handle. That's still in the box. But at some point, somebody ran a screw too long. You can see there's zero clearance. Zero clearance there. Went whew, right through into the damn fuel tank. So with a screw in there, it probably wouldn't have leaked that much, but it still would have leaked. So that got patched with some JB, and I will make sure the right size screw goes in here. To get to the tank, on an XL-12, you're lucky. It's not like a Super XL. You can pull your drum, your clutch, those 5 screws. This comes off because there's a set of thrust bearings in there. It's not a bearing pressed into the drive case like a Super XL. Well, as I'm pulling those 5 screws, this one down here comes zinging out way too fast with no torque on it, and it's got all the threads out of the crankcase. Which was my first clue. Okay, I mean, I had test run it just a little bit, it was running erratic. I knew there was an air leak. But when I found that, like, well, this is a no-brainer. It's probably down here. So I get this case off, and the way it came off, I could tell that it had been off. I'm 90% certain it has been off before at some point, and I know for a fact that a piece of gasket was torn in there. Now, whether it came, the screw came loose, and then it blew the gasket, how it happened, I don't know, but the gasket was bad. So replace that, replace the crank seal on this side because I was there. That's just a no-brainer. And it ran a lot better. In fact, I thought I had it right up until I did this. And it sped way up, which meant that the crankshaft seal on this side was also bad. Again, I personally find the flywheel side to be the one that wears out as opposed to this side. So, pulled that apart real quick, put a new one in. What do you know? Now it's doing this. It's running, and it's running good, but you can see how it was still a little rich. And that's, again, a telltale sign. You replace your crank seals, and then all of a sudden you got to lean your carburetor out. You did the right thing, because that means it was leaking air. In fact, it runs so much cooler now because it's not running lean. I wouldn't be able to hold my hand there previous to that. I mean, it's pretty serious. So anyhow, I think that about covers what was going on in this saw. It's going to get the normal couple days. We'll do another test fire drain, and Shaun, I would hope mid to late next week that we'll have these back in the mail heading your way.